Immense pleasure to introduce John Cronin, who will introduce the valedictorian, Todd Colvin.
Good evening. My name is John Cronin. I am here to introduce my friend Todd Colvin. Todd, my friend, because he is kind, friendly, and always respectful. Todd is also hardworking and really smart. That is why Todd Colvin is a valedictorian of the Huntington High School class of 2013. May I introduce your valedictorian, Todd Colvin.
Thank you so much, Sean. That was awesome. When Dr. Leonardi made the announcement that I was this class's valedictorian, people were pretty surprised. The most common responses I heard were, "What? You're smart?" Or, "I knew you were smart, but not that smart." And, I just smile and nod because I knew that people meant it as a compliment. But then, by the end of the day, it just kind of started wearing on me. When one more person said it, I just got fed up. I'm not proud of it, but I just had to tell that person, "Listen, Grandma, you probably should have known that one by now." Dr. Leonardi, Mr. Polanski, members of the Board of Education, I'm honored to be speaking in front of you today. It's an interesting task that I have in front of me, one where I get to talk about the upside of the past 4 years. And I say interesting because positivity doesn't play a major role in most conversations. I mean, take the media, for example. A cruise ship that goes well barely garners any attention, but then it had a blown engine and a few backed up toilets, and suddenly the nation is enthralled. People's fixation on the bad is really the only explanation for why Tim Tebow is now the most talked about New England Patriots quarterback. So that's why I'm so excited to give you my account of the past 4 years, to tell you about all the triumphs, heroes, and silver linings, to tell you why I believe in Huntington High School. I believe that if you bet against the Huntington student body, then you are on the losing side of history. Who says that a Huntington basketball player can't drop 20 points down the stretch of a close game in the playoffs? Or that a Huntington actor can't play Captain Von Trapp as well as anybody on Broadway? Who says that our generation, accused of being materialistic and selfish, can't deliver 2 busloads full of food to Huntington's food pantries? Who says that the Huntington Science Bowl team isn't worthy of being mentioned on the congressional record? or that the marching band can't get 3rd place in the state? Marching band fans out here. It is a bad idea to give a Huntington student the added motivation of having a chip on their shoulder, because it will rarely work out well for you. I also believe in the Huntington student section. I believe in getting rowdy at football games and telling the refs to check their answering machines if they miss a call. And I believe that if we're up by 2 touchdowns with less than a minute to go, then it's time for your team to start those buses. I'm not saying these are the nicest things to say, but nobody said that we had to be perfect. Our class at Huntington is passionate. We went hard or we went home. I also believe that the lacrosse team won that Cold Spring Harbor game because there's no way that But mainly, I believe in Huntington because I believe in the heroes that live here. I believe in John Cronin, possibly one of the most charitable kids in the school. You can find him in Miss Biaggi's room making party favors for the senior prom through grand friends, or on the weekends making baskets at St. Hugh's for the less fortunate. I believe in John and his infinite capacity for love and enthusiasm that he is so blessed to be endowed with. I also believe in Miss Paz and Coach Kevin Thorborn and Mr. Trofa and Mr. Bisogno and everybody else that taught me, through their actions rather than their words, what the definition of selflessness is. All these are great people, and I'm a better person for having met them. I think we need to take a step back and admire the sacrifice that these teachers are undergoing. I mean, of course, if you ask any teacher if they loved their job, they're going to say yes. My question is, why? How could anybody love a job where all their responsibilities are either tedious, like grading 100+ essays that basically say the same thing, or impossible, like getting a classroom full of seniors to care about a regent? Surely some sort of masochistic delight in punishment is the only reason why anybody would actually enjoy being a teacher. But no, I don't think these people have a passion for low wages or sleep deprivation. I think that these teachers have found a calling in what they do. They decided that they would be happiest in a job where they can give back to society by educating the next generation. In the words of one college English professor, they view love as a consequence of meaningful work, instead of as the motivation for it. But this work ethic can't only be attributed to the teachers here. We need the unsung heroes too, such as the custodial staff. During the spring of my junior year, the lacrosse team was on a tear leading up to the playoffs. We had just won a big game against Islip in the first round, and there's a lot of celebrating going on in the locker room that left it a mess. We'd been warned about the way we left the locker room before, but I mean, those warnings were mostly pretty ignored. But finally, after this one incident, a custodian came to us directly and told us, as nicely as possible, given the inherent frustration of the situation, if we could clean up after ourselves before we left. But then, he said something to us that stuck with me ever since. He told us, almost as an afterthought, that he had been buying bleach for the whole season to clean the locker room floors with so we don't get athlete foot out of his own pocket. And then I thought, why does he care so much? I mean, most people would just say, your fungus, your problem, right? That's not how the people who work here think. Our fungus is their problem, too. These are all great people, driven by a deeper sense of purpose, an unscratchable itch to give back to the community. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I believe in Huntington High School.